Sure. Fucking creeping off. Yeah, you know.
What?
4 girls, big false hanging base. I'm gonna give it to it. Give me 1 second. 2 laps, both. Big sticks. Pretty big. Yeah, that bitch.
Hi guys, just checking to see you both. What? Thanks.
All right. Very positive. Good. I'm going to put it right after today's class. That's all great coach. Yeah. This is one of those different. Sorry? No, it's not a class match. You're fine. No, I'm just kidding. What are you? I don't know how to do it. You just, point at your head, hold the button down until it beeps. That one might be dead. Or you might be dead. Look at your heel going to the ceiling like a fucking professional. I am so proud of you. Yeah, I do one body wiring class and she stops sucking. You're doing great. Keep going. Yeah, look at you.
No, wait, we did another thing.
You did another thing? Oh, the gravity roll? You don't need the gravity roll ever for the rest of your fucking life. I don't care. Okay, today's class, we're going to be going over things, words, my thing. Okay, so as always, we're going to be going over clinch. So timing the clinch, getting into the clinch. Today, we're going to be dealing with how to block a head kick as well. Got a special guest on that one. I broke my elbow blocking a head kick incorrectly because I thought that was a smarter decision than that. Blah, 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 blah. But on the groundwork today, we're going to be doing the elbows. Are you temperaturing your phone? I'm just trying to get this thing to work. It's just the batteries.
Don't get distracted.
I'm easily distracted. Right. So class today, we're going to be going over time with glitch. So first off, find your ball. Okay. So when we're playing the game, first game we play, swinging the belt. Right. So ball and chain drills. Now we're a little bit past that at this point in the class. So what we're going to be doing is 3 steps to the clinch. So do me a favor, step a little bit closer to me. Let's come on this side. Pause here with your partner. You're finding a fighting base. Just quickly, fighting base is not going to be a neutral base, and you didn't box at fucking Cambridge. You need to find the middle between those two. Okay? So if you step here, you made a box, find that corner, bend your knees, turn your hips, sink a little bit. What?
Oh, you're shooting.
Yeah, your firing base. So not isosceles, split stance. Boom. I'm an American. I can talk about guns more. So you're finding your split base. You're finding a fighting base, right? So we're going to test our partner's fighting base a couple of steps at a time. We're going to do a water and stone drill. Your partner's going to hold out their left hand, make a fist. On my left hand, I make a fist. We're going to keep this distance. I'm going to take a step towards you. You're going to keep the distance. Oh. Hold your left hand up. Oh, ready. I'm going to take a step back. She keeps that distance. She keeps that distance. Oh, it's because Jack's here, isn't it? Oh, cool. If I take a step to the side, she's going to keep me. Who are you fighting? Good. Between these lines. Yes. Ish. Yes. 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 Yes, you're doing really good. Time. Stone. Stay exactly like you are. How's your base?
Not good.
Okay, let's find that fighting base again. To test your partner's fighting base, yes, good. Put a hand on the shoulder, yes. Yes, I'm happy with that, okay? Left hand up. Yes. 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 Stone.
That's fine.
Be nice to your partner. Don't shove them around. Just put a hand on the shoulder and make them step in base. So if you watch me, if I'm in a good fighting base, nice, solid, and neutral, you take a step towards me. If I did this, what changed? If you push my shoulder, I'm going to end up having to take a step. So remember, there's never going to be a time when you're doing this wrong. Base is mobile. Your partner is there to help you. Okay? Your partner's not there to prove you wrong. When they push your shoulder, take that step. Guess what you did? You found base. Again, please. Perfect. Yeah, fix that shit. You're live, motherfucker. Who are you fighting? Get your shit together. Yes, good. Just distracted. Yeah. Who are you fighting? Are they close? Yeah, I wouldn't be fucking around. Okay, find your base. Find your base. Who are you fighting? Yes, good. 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 Shit is that?
I thought you were going
Who
this
are you
way.
fighting? Stone. Your legs are spread a little bit wide right now. I want you to narrow them up a little bit. Good. That's not bad. That's better than nothing. Okay. We're going to add on to this. Normally we don't get to add on to this because we only have so much camera space. But right now, if instead of left, right, back, forth, the person starts to circle us, what I don't want you guys doing is this. I don't want you walking to try and line yourself up. Okay? If somebody is circling you, when they circle, keep your distance away from them. But I don't want you stepping, and I don't want you hopping. She fucking hops a lot. Stop that. What I want is your front foot pivots. Okay? So from here, I'm going to keep them in line with me by stepping and dragging. Stepping and dragging. This foot hasn't moved. Stepping and dragging. And I'm still in base the entire time. Stepping and dragging. Okay? Do me a favor. I want you to stand right here. Perfect. Find your fighting base and concentrate your weight into your left foot. Okay? Keep your hands up, knuckles in your eye line. Good. If I start to take a step away from that power hand, good, good, good. So bigger steps. Yes. Keep in line. Good. 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 Ah, it's getting weird now.
Because I feel like you're too close.
I am too close. Get your distance. Hold your left hand out. Good. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Good. So the partner doesn't necessarily have to be a base. It can just be a dig. What I want you to be doing is keeping your base the best you can. Yes. Yes. You're doing good. Good. Okay. So we'll play a little game. I want you to make 2 fists. Okay? When you touch your base. Okay. So if I get close enough to touch you, I want you to open your hands. Okay? Fuck. Let me get bigger. Okay, relax, breathe, hands are up, knuckles in the eye line, nice and relaxed.
Even relax.
I'm gonna touch you with my legs, definitely. Okay?
Yeah.
Stay where you are. Pause. I can touch you with my, yeah? Okay, that's what I want from you. Okay, so where was I?
Yeah. Ah.
You're safe, relax. Good. Okay, no moving around just yet. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right, cool. Again. Yes. Good. Okay. Now we're gonna move around a bit. I want you to keep that 2 minutes distance. Okay. We'll get close.
Wait, you want me to?
Stop me. This will magically make me stop. Magic.
But does it work in a real fight?
It does. I've used it multiple times on multiple opponents, like 7 of them at once. Again, find your base. Good. I want you to keep your distance. Keep your distance. Keep your distance. Move. Can I touch you? Yes. Okay. Move. Keep your distance. Keep your distance.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yes, you will magically stop me every time. Just keep your distance. Keep your distance. Oh my God. Chapter, where are you, please? Can you keep your distance and not spaz?
No, I said.
Oh, great. Okay, so this is a good game you can play if you have a partner that's not her. Your job, pause. I want you to kick my leg. Perfect. Stay where you are. Hold out your left hand. If I open my hands, you stop moving. Okay? Come. Okay. That's when I know, you're too close. You're too close. It's me saying, no, I lost. Okay? So we can start to circle around as well. Shit. Again, don't go too fast. Don't go too fast. Go fast. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna do that to you. Have your hands up. Good. Good. You're doing good. Good. Okay. Hands up. Okay. Keep going. Okay. Stop. Yes. Okay, good. So playing the game, timing the clinch. We start with the belt, doing ball and chain drills. Over time, what I want you guys to do is find your fighting base, have your hands up, put your knuckles in the eye line. Now, when we cover to clinch, you can cover any way you want. I don't care. All right? For now, your job is just don't let them touch your face. Pretend there's a whole bunch of cobwebs and you're in a carport and you're going, fuck shit, fuck. Okay? Don't overthink it for now. We can overthink it for the rest of our lives. Okay? So, what I want to add on to this today is not getting kicked in the head. In previous classes, do me a favor, on camera, pause here. Our partner is going to kick our shin. Yes, our partner is going to kick us in the balls. Good. Our partner is going to kick us in the balls. Our partner is going to kick our shin. Okay, now out. We're turning our heel out. We're not just lifting the knee. The weight's coming forward, turning the heel out. Okay, again, out. We can work our way into the clinch off of that. If our partner gives us a big roundhouse, yeah, good Lord, a big roundhouse, boom. Our hands are gonna act like they're airbags, and we can collect as well. Now today, what we're gonna go over is, if she kicks me in the head. Yeah. she's adorable. Jack, would you like to teach this, please? Yeah. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Oh, no, with her. I don't give a shit. You have to do things. No, you're the student. Well, you gotta kick me.
Well, that's the thing. I'm too short.
Oh, exactly. So I have a solution. Okay, so if your partner is not flexible enough or is too short, you can actually practice here. So when I was in a class with Hickson, he had everyone do it this way unless there was guys that were really good strikers that could kick the head. So you're gonna throw a roundhouse at my head, boom, and my job is to block it. So what I wanna do is I wanna bring this hand up to cover, make sure the knee of my shoulder is out there like that. This is flared out a little bit. What you don't wanna do is have your elbow out like that because you can chip your elbow and get it kicked. I have a fucking idiot friend grip. I had that happen too. Sorry, it was Chris. Anyway, so the other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have your fingers pointed out that way. You want to, this is going to be a shock absorber here. You want your hand flat and this flat. So get into stance. Okay, good. Throw a kick at my head. Yeah, and a little harder. Okay, kick my head. Okay, now I want you to really just like kick me right in the neck. Good, hard. Good, hard. Okay, so step up. Chris, come kick me. Good. Yeah, real kick. Good again. Good again. So it's not fun, but I'm not taking any damage. So I can absorb here with this, and I'm not flaring my elbow, and my fingers aren't pointed out. Okay? And I'm one of those, you heard that nice slap. It was here, but I absorbed it, and I ended up giving myself a high five in the head. Okay, so you're down. Okay.
Down.
Yep, I'm in. Down. Down. Get down. Are we afraid? Okay, so this one's gonna come up here, and this one, exactly. So this can take some of it, and you more want your head away from it than being here. If you were like super tight like that, it's gonna rock your brain. So you want your head away from your hands. Okay, so if you.
I feel like this gonna happen.
Good. Because also, if your hands are here, and catch the top of your head. I've seen plenty of knockouts like that. So you want your hands high enough up. Yeah, good. Okay, so since she's just first learning this, we're not gonna go full kicking, but good. Good. Now put your hands here, like you're in a fight stance, right? I got to kick, boom. Little more resistance, a little more pushing. Yeah, a little more pushing out. More. Yeah, that was the best one yet. So you flare it out like this. Okay, so these stay connected to each other and they flare out. They're not just separate. Here. Yeah, good. Not so good. That one I would have went through.
Yeah.
And got your hand. So keep them connected. Hand in your elbow. Push out. Yeah. Yes, that was really good. 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 Okay, and like we said earlier, we don't want to have this happen, and we don't want to have fingers out like that, because they can get broken. Good. Right here like this. Good. And up high. Excellent. Good. Good. Now when I went high, I just wanted to make sure your hands were high enough. I was trying to catch you right on the top where you're going. Okay, opposite side. Yep, like that. What are you doing? Oh, good. Oh, sorry. Got your elbow on that one. Okay, so you're kind of doing this a little bit. Don't do it, Chris. Yeah, perfect. Kind of reach further out and kind of away. And lean your head this way. Yeah. Right? Good. Good. Cool. So just keep it easy, ease into it. Now, I wouldn't do this like this, but actually do the opposite. Get your head away from it. Yeah. So you want to absorb as much as you can. If you're here, it's just going to go straight through your hand and not your brain. If you have one. Cool. And see. And right. So let's move on. So today's class, we're going over elbow escape on the ground, but it's not going to be an elbow escape from underneath the mount. It's going to be an elbow escape to prevent the mount. Okay. So some of you have joined in for the body wiring classes, and we've been talking about doing the hip escape and how we connect to the ground and why. So just as a quick demonstration, if I'm laying flat on my back right now, pushing the mount, this is going to be a pain in the ass for me because hooks can be shot in. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to start to turn my hips, and I want to hip escape away and pull my knee out. All right. So when we talk about the hip escape in general, if I just start to turn my hip from here, there's a space just underneath my knee. That's me not being connected to the ground. The ground is the best friend in this situation. I need to learn how to use it. So again, when I start to turn my hip from here, what I want is my foot planted flat to the ground, no slack, flat to the ground, and I'm pushing into my knee. Now, even though I'm pushing into my knee and it's nice and heavy, there's still a gap. What I want to do is turn my heel to the ceiling, okay? So I'm not just turning my hips and doing an elbow escape and hoping it works, because look at that gap. What I want to do, I want to build a frame. So I'm turning my heels, pushing off of my connecting foot. It's going to be 45 degrees, and it's just outside of my hip. It's not here. It's not weak. It has to be outside of my hip. And it's not too far. It's not too close. God forbid, it's in the middle. Keep the foot flat. From here, drive from that foot into this knee, but take out all the slack by turning your heel to the ceiling and digging your toes in. So that's the first thing we'll do when we start off in this class. We're going to start to hip escape and get used to using our hips and our heels to take out the slack for the next movement. Okay? Guys, can you do that just quickly?
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about your hands for this exercise. I want you to worry about your hips. Good. Can you put your legs close to camera, please? That's good. That's good. So take your hands, hold onto your knee like this. Good. Okay. No worries about using your elbows. I want you just to shift your hips. Very good. Yeah. Perfect. Now shift towards me. You're here. Awesome. Okay. So the entire purpose behind this is that you're building a structure that can bear weight. You don't have to use strength to do anything. So right now, if I started to push her hip to the ground, she's going to push from her right foot into my hands. That's not that bad. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, if her foot was here, That's not gonna work, is it? Okay, so I want that foot just outside the hip, and I want your whole foot connected to the ground. Get up on your tippy toes. If she's up on her tippy toes, she doesn't have as much connection. She hasn't taken out the slack as much as she could, and she's gonna be a step behind. I want her a step ahead, so I want that foot flat. Yes, that is very solid. I'm happy about that. Stay where you are. Now from here, the reason her heel is turned is to take out the slack on this side. So what I want you to do is I want you to concentrate on pushing from this foot into this knee. Perfect. I shouldn't be able to just lift my partner's leg. I want you to turn that heel down. I shouldn't be able to slide my fingers underneath the knee. Turn it. Not happening anymore. Okay? Now, don't push. I shouldn't be able to just lift my partner's knee. Push hard. Not that.
Let me show one other thing.
Please.
And like he showed with the hip though, here, her foot's like that, so don't fall over. Yeah, so it's just another, no reason why to have the foot.
Make sure that foot's out. Not fucking bad. Okay, so let's put that into a little bit of context. So, if I'm inside control and I'm looking to mount, there's going to be a precarious moment where I'm going to be like heavy in one knee and light in the other. Okay, so what I mean by that is this. Can I get you to lay down here, please? If I'm hugging on head and arm side control, nothing fancy, nothing special just yet. If I slide my knee across, push my hand, and I start to turn, I can manage to get into the mount. Okay? So if we turn towards the camera, please. When I do the same thing, she's flat right now. So when my shin comes across, it's not that bad for me. Okay? But all my weight is off of this knee and on this knee. When I start to shift, the weight is coming off of my back knee and across. Her being flat has kind of allowed me to do this without too much trouble, right? Now, if you were to build a frame towards me, imagine that's like a ramp. Now, no matter what I do, I'm going to end up going a whole lot higher on this side trying to climb over. So my back knee is going to lift easily, okay? So now, from here, pause here. When my shin comes across, for me to go over this giant hurdle, watch what happens to my back leg. Look at all that space that occurs because of that. Just because she built a frame, she made a ramp for me to have to slide up, okay? So what I want you guys to do, your partner's gonna start side control. Head and arm, pause here. From here, you're gonna build your frame towards them and you're gonna concentrate on pushing from your foot into your knee and turning your heel to the ceiling. Your partner's gonna slide the knee across, yes, and they're gonna come across into the mat. Perfect, you're fine. Come back and do that again. I'm gonna leave my elbow here, and I'm just gonna follow what they do. As my partner slides across, there's gonna be a point where they are weightless, and you're just gonna touch your elbow and your knee together and put them into the guard. Now, don't stop there. You're already in a half guard. I want you to shift your hips. Don't be butter. And I want to slide my knee out and put them into the closed guard. Okay? One more time. We'll do it on this angle. Pay attention to her trailing leg. From here, I'm building a frame towards her, taking out the slack on the ground, and my forearm's just going to ride the hip. Okay? So the femur is fine, the hip is fine. I'm just going to keep a connection, and I'm going to monitor this back leg. When she starts to mount, sooner or later, that becomes light. Now from here, take your time, shift your hip, bring your leg, and put them in the closed door. Okay? Give that a go.
One other thing,
Yes, sir.
do that again, but have your elbow on his ear. So not under his head, but
Oh,
over.
yeah, teach you how to make.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Stand next. Cool. So we're gonna teach you the slices and then we do the bottom.
Okay, cool.
All right. Check your own color. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Awesome.
It's your more. Put your hand, put your arm on my back. Got my lap, yes. Sweet. Pretty good. Awesome. That was very good. And you go over the detail if it's kind of stuck here.
Oh, why don't you go over that just now?
Okay, so switch rope. Actually, let me borrow you. Sometimes when you're recovering the guard, will you do the full thing? Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'm here. I hip out. Sometimes I get my legs stuck. Yeah, he's jamming me like that. If I keep moving, see, follow me. If I keep hip out, I won't be able to recover my leg. So I actually want to move my hips one more time to this side. That gives me space to get my leg out. If you're just stuck on this side, I can't get my leg out. So here, there, there.
Default taught exactly what I was teaching next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Don't be sorry. You can do that to her, show her.
Okay, cool.
It's my day off now.
Here. Yeah. Yes. Good. So you're jammed up and you're fighting.
Yeah.
So what she was doing right then, her body was bent and she's trying to like extend open that way. So when you're jammed up, sometimes instead of extending your head this way, it's actually easier to just move your hips under. So now get flat on your back. Just move your hips. Yes, move your hips one more time. Exactly. Go back. Okay, so all I want you to do, so your body's a frame that way, move your hips here, yes, and there. So it's not your head going back, it's your hips going under. Move your hips, good, good. One more time. Perfect. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. All right. Anything you want to add? Good. Do you want to add anything to that? No. Good.
Okay.
I don't know the slices that you teach, so.
Or whatever you
Yeah,
see,
you
you
can
go ahead.
Okay.
Right. So now what we're gonna do is when they step over. Okay. So what I mean is this: I teach you to lay down and twist out this. Now, the knee drive variation of the mount isn't necessarily the be all and end all of people going to the mount. If I was to switch my hands into what's known as cross body and shift my hip, now from here, I've got a clear angle for myself to be able to step over. We're gonna go over an advanced variation on this in just a bit, but right now, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just stepping over, okay? So what I want from you is this: you're gonna do that to me, okay? So pause here, perfect. I want you to switch your base, long base back. Good. Now from here, she's freed up a space for her leg to step over into the mat. Go ahead and step over. Yes, perfect, 100%. Okay, let's come back and do that one more time. We're gonna change angles in just a second. My partner's gonna switch base. Their elbow is up by my neck. The other hand is down by the hip. Now from here, if I'm still kind of laying here, I can't necessarily defend just yet. So what I wanna do is I wanna start to build that frame towards my partner, and my elbow is gonna slide down to the butt, okay? Now, slow motion, as my partner starts to step over, there's a space that gets created between the hip and the knee, okay? I want you guys to slide down that and follow. Continue, 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 continue. And now, we're on their back, okay? So again, start with your partner, side control, and they're gonna be in what's known as cross body. So the elbow is gonna be on this side now. They're no longer hugging the head and the arm. They have the elbow here, hand here, and we'll switch in a second so you can see. They're gonna switch long base back. Pause here. I'm not gonna lay here, and I'm not gonna cross my ankles and hope for the best. I'm gonna build a frame, connect my knee to the ground, and take out all the slack. My elbow is doing the same. Now, I can't push just yet, so I need to have a bit of timing on this. So my partner's gonna take a bit of a step. When they start to step, all that space is opening up for me. I'm pulling my elbow and my knee together, sliding underneath. Now the hip is slipping away onto the back. Okay, let's change angles on that. Just here. Partner switches hands, they switch hips. Perfect. Pause here. My job, build my frame, take out the slack. My elbow's gonna make a connection. Okay? Now, in the later moves, what I want from you is this. I want your shoulder to be taking out the slack as well. We get to add on to this. If you can't get your hand up underneath, here's fine. If you can, here's perfect. Okay? Your elbow on this side is nice and tight to their hips. When your partner takes that big step, there's a huge gap between their hip bone and their kneecap. Your elbow is sliding down. You still have your hip. Keep going, mount. Yes. I'm gonna collect, I'm gonna shift, and there's a nice little head and arm choke there in the back. Okay? What would you like to add on to that, sir?
No, I would just always recommend getting that hand under the armpit. Okay. That you covered on this one. Okay. Just because shoot on this. Just because if it's out, they can start to switch and attack different arm locks and things like that. Yeah, so it's better to hide it. Yes. So I'm here, I got tight weight, I'm blocking his legs so I can step over. Perfect. That's all. I would really recommend.
Hiding the hands, so maybe.
Yeah, will you kind of get one? Yeah, make it tight so I can't get in. Yeah, kind of. I'll just do anything I can, little hip box to bury my hands. Because also punch me in the stomach.
Oh, hey, yeah, we should talk about that today. Punch block and cross block.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in a bad position, but I'm not trying. I'm just building a frame and staying glued to his elbow. I'm not staying glued to the armpit because here he can come down and make connection with my stomach, my balls, anything else. So I want to stay glued here to the elbow and that. And also when he lifts up super high, I might get a chance to put him on his back. But I always want to be able to protect myself with that. Here, he can start to punch me. Boom. So always try to get that hand under and stay glued and connected. It's not a straight arm. I want a curve. And so it's a frame like this. I just want to stay glued as best as I can to the inside of your elbow.
Before okay, so what I want to teach next is the oba, right? So you establish the underhook, and from here, their base can be off, right? So when they start to step, they're not connected, right?
Yeah.
So can you please show how to do an oba?
Okay, so you were saying when you're going for a step over mount to bridge you over?
Yes.
Okay, it's the same as just a regular upa. So what I want to do is I want to have my head as best as I can out of the way. My body's going to turn just a little bit. While I'm going up, it's both feet connected to the floor. It's not just one leg or the other leg. So I want both feet on the ground, my head's to the side, and I want to look to the area where I'm bridging. But I have to get my head out of my own way. If I'm here, I'm going to end up bridging on my head. So in a perfect world, my body and my head, my ear goes to my shoulder, and I look to where I'm going. I'm trying to roll, like if I could touch this on the mat, that would be perfect. What you don't want to do is bridge on the side of your shoulder. This isn't very effective. So your head's to the side, you bridge with both feet. I want to lift my feet are close to my butt, not far away. If they're far, I can't get very high. So I want my feet close to my butt, head out of the way, little curl in my body, and I'm trying to touch this onto the mat. You know you're going to do it, you're doing it right if the top of your shoulder and the top of your head are on the mat. Here. Once you get to that position, this leg won't be able to drive anymore. So all of the driving is going to be on the same side of the leg that you're going. Here. And now watch my foot. I'm on the ball of my foot, and my foot's going to pivot and turn. I can't keep my heel on the mat. I can keep going. So the ball of my foot is going to drive through. Okay. So he's here, do the same side. I'm here. How do you want to go through the sequence? Well, a really easy time to step over or to bridge and roll is when I feel we'll go over some other details in a moment, but I can monitor where his body is. The second he puts his leg over, there's nothing keeping him anchored to the ground. Lay down with that. So the person on top, my butt's on the ground, bridge and throw me over. I have this to keep me stable. If my foot's close here, you can knock me over. So when I'm here, it's very difficult for the person to push me over. So here, I'm stable. But once I step, easy for him. So you can do it based on timing because he's going to have my hip under control. He feels where I am. Exactly. Sometimes, by the way, the person on top is going to mess with your timing. And so I'll take a step, bridge. And then when he goes back down, they might do that. So they'll do a fake step. I wait, and they go back down, and there. So sometimes people on top will mess with you. Maybe something different, yeah. More details on the bottom, yeah, please. Okay. So while on the bottom, actually the person on the top, what he wants to do is he wants to be heavy on my chest. Yeah, I can't bridge, step over, and he can do it anyway. Because his weight wasn't on his butt, his weight was heavy on my chest, negating my bridge. So what I want to do on the bottom is I want to connect him to the floor here. I want to anchor him there because now his weight's in his butt. And what I want to do is throw a leg over, just slow. Good, he can make it, go back. I want to mess with him and walk here. Now his leg is too short to get over. Let's turn it again. Okay. This way. Just a little bit. Perfect. So I want to anchor his hip to the mat. Grab whatever. If it's no gi, just a hip bone, whatever I can, but keep him locked down to the mat. Here, boom. I want to make distance for him. Because now when he goes to step, I can bridge over, or when he starts to chase me, I can take him over. So I'm disrupting his weight distribution by holding his hip to the mat. And it's like if you were trying to mount a horse and the horse walks away, you have to start now overcommitting. And in the overcommitment, you're vulnerable. So he's going to get me to overcommit. Okay. So he anchors my hip. Yeah, now my weight's on my hip bone. I want it here, but I can't get it there because he's got control. He steps away. Now, if I were to do it, don't bridge. Just he's far away. My leg's not long enough to step over. So now, hold my hip down. Now I'm starting to chase him. And right now I'm vulnerable. Bridge. Boom. He changes the angle and he's controlling my weight distribution. So it's no good for me. Can I go one last thing? Of course. Okay. Connection. Yes. Okay, so this is a little bit difficult to explain, but the person on the bottom, I want to be connected to my partner. Okay, right now, my arm's here. Do you feel like I'm attached to you? No. Okay, I'm pressing, he can feel my forearm on his chest a little bit. There's a gap between my shoulder and his body. So even though I'm kind of like touching him, I'm not really connected. So sit up real fast. Even though there's fabric on fabric, there's a little teeny gap, like a half an inch between our bodies. What I want to do is I want to extend my arm up and my shoulder into him. He should feel uncomfortable while I'm on top here. If I have that little gap, put your foot back and I'm going to bridge it 100%. Don't fall over. Okay. There's nothing. So sit up. The reason is that that first quarter of an inch is crucial to be effective. So I need to take out all the slack. That way 100% of my movement affects the body to 100%. If there's just a little bit of slack, it brings your effectiveness down to about 50%. So that quarter of an inch really, really matters. Don't grab my hip just to prove a point right now. So I don't have connection here. Base out, I'm gonna go at 100%. Okay, I got him anyway. That was all strength. Don't use your weight. Put your weight on me. Yeah, don't use your arm. This, you should be able to hold me just with this without having to grab my pants from my hip. Okay, so I would say step back and have your entire foot on the floor. Don't use your arm. Put your arm behind your back. Okay, let's switch really fast. One thing he was doing with a control point was he was grabbing my hip to prevent my move. This means the ability should be stable enough that I don't have to grab him. So breaking over to 100%. Again. Good. Grabbing the hip here makes his life worse again, but I don't need it to stop him. It should be my weight and being heavy. Okay, but
he's intentionally not connecting to me. So if he really takes the slack out, connects his shoulder firmly to my body, now right now, he's not even bridging. I feel uncomfortable. I'm at 100% trying to base, now bridge. There's no way I can stop it because he connected, right? Cool. So those are the details I have about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, okay, so you're done. This Arizona air, by the way, has got me like, really dried up. On the way in, it feels like my skin is just like, it's like, anyway, I'm super dried out. Okay, so this is going to be grabbing my hip and just a little pull down to the ground, okay? This is going to be under my armpit, okay? The reason for under the armpit that we talked about, see, right now you're in the armpit.
Yeah.
If I want to punch you, no problem.
Yeah.
So go to my elbow right now. Hold on, that's my armpit. So go a little lower toward my elbow. Yes, a little bend in your arm. Now I can't, that's a frame. I can't break the frame, I can't get to you.
Cool.
Okay? All right. So to mess with me, I want you to scoot your hips away. Good. Now I don't have the distance. Go back. Here, I can clear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So move your hips away a little bit. Create that little frame like he talked about. So yes, this is gonna be a little wide. It's gonna be here. Good. Now there's a slight gap here. Yeah, that's connected. Yeah. And now, and then for this bridge, you're not gonna worry about punches during that one bridging moment. So instead of getting in my elbow, I want to do it how you were before. Get up in my armpit. Right? See, right now, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm falling over. Yeah. And she's pulling my hip down. So my butt's on the ground. You can just, if you have a good enough bridge, you can bridge right now with 2 feet. No, yeah, hold on, pause. On that bridge, you bridged, you went straight that way, yeah. And then you started to turn. So you want to just bridge. Yeah, so you want to just bridge this way.
You can.
Okay.
Well, what about if you're pushing my hand? Okay, I guess.
You're good. So bridge this way. Yeah, no, like 2 feet. Okay, connect here. Yeah. Good. Connect here. Now I feel comfortable. Bridge. Yep. Good. Okay, go back down. Or you start moving your hips away. Good. Face me a little bit. Build the frame like he talked about. So with this leg, yes, elbow bit. The heel should be out more. Good. Here. Now when I step, now's the time. Yes. Go back. Now I saved your chin from one thing. It sometimes sucks if you bridge, just relax. Sometimes if I bridge, I'm gonna smash my face. Yeah. So I felt that for a second and I came off your chin to be nice. Yeah. So same thing, you're gonna look to where you're bridging. So if you're here, I'm gonna end up getting my face smashed. So here, I want my head out of the way. So it's just, come on. You're always gonna be looking to where you're bridging. Your head was kind of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can kind of hurt your jaw.
Okay.
Okay, so back down. Okay, so you're gonna be looking just a little bit this way. Okay. Move your hips away. Good. Go to the frame. Good. So pause. Pause. Don't move. Yeah. Turn your heel up. There. Good. Okay. So you walked away from me. Good. Hold my hip down just a little bit. I'm stepping to a bridge. And get your chin out of the way. Excellent. That was really good. Okay. You just have to practice it. Cool. You want to cover this? Yeah, please. Okay. So sometimes even if you have a perfect upa, you'll get stuck at the top of your upa. Instead of just being able to here and then coming all the way over, I've had it where people are really tall, or maybe my technique wasn't perfect, and I'm here and I'm stuck. In that instance, what you want to do is you want to put weight on my head. So I'm here. I can't get to my belly anymore. So push all the way that you have, like stand up and put the weight on.
Oh, I didn't realize you were standing. Okay, it's all so this foot, you thread the needle, you go under, you want to get your butt high. So it's like, I'm just from the signal. Here, I have that frame. I'm connected to the ground, and my leg is out. It's not here. Because if I'm here, he can just push me back down. That's everything he said. The heel goes out, 2 feet on the ground, my knees are pointed a little bit this way. I bridge, I'm stuck. This foot goes under, put your toes on the mat. If you put your leg too straight, you end up collapsing. So you want your toes close to your butt. Now you're gonna pivot, and you want your butt high in the air. That works for, actually head this way. Yeah. So he's doing, and which side do you prefer? Okay, good. So he's going. For some reason, it doesn't work. So I'm too long, and he can't get me to go over. Now, thread the needle. And he's got that extra oomph. Okay, so cross-side contact, just your hip switch. Step over middle. Actually, I think it will be better if we go this way. Cameras is a whole new world. Cameras is a whole new world. So I'm here. I'm at this hip lock down. I bridge. I can't quite get it. It's easy for me to rotate other hand into the top position. Okay. Okay. Anchors in. I decide, you know what? I don't want to wait for him to step over. Maybe I'm worried about him elbowing me and stuff, and I gotta get out of here. So, bridge. I didn't get it. Cool. You want to add anything to it? That's solid. Awesome. Very happy with that, sir. Excellent. Just trying to think if there's any other things to cover about that. I think that's good for now. A lot of detail.
This is literally the fundamentals class.
Okay.
You're giving them 3 extra things that
Okay.
they don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but it's
Don't
on
be
video.
sorry, this
So
is
you can watch it. You can watch it another time. So it's on video. Yeah.
Okay, so the big takeaway for today is building a frame so you can bear weight.
Right.
That's a huge thing. So remember, everything that he was saying, this is great. This is way better.
Yeah.
Okay? So your foot should be outside of your hip line, flat, and driving so you can carry that weight. Then if you can carry that weight, you can thread the needle as well, just what he was talking about.
Yeah, I wanted to point that out. So do the same frame. Look here.
Have your feet towards the camera.
Do that same frame that you were talking about here. Now watch, he always has his frame, thread the needle. He always has the frame. Always has the frame.
Yeah. It's a huge thing. Your connection to the ground is going to be extremely important, okay? Because you're never going to be as strong or as fast as everybody. The ground is always going to be present, and you can learn how to use that like a weapon, right? So when he's pushing into me, he's not pushing into me, he's pushing into the ground, right? You need to learn how to start to make yourself a part of the ground so that you can become solid and unmovable and add weight to them properly, right? Distance management wise, you watched us fluff around for a good couple of minutes, but it's all about keeping a distance and timing the clinch, okay? Today was a little bit more about testing the base and not getting kicked in the head, right? So when you do that, remember, big thing, I want your hands here. Don't point your elbow out, don't point your fingers out. Fingers in, elbows in, get your fucking head away, okay? While you're hitting yourself, it's a lot better than them hitting you. Good? I agree with that. You good?
I'm good.
Let's fucking call it. 3, 2, 1, yeah. We'll have classes again one day. All right. Have a good day, everybody.